The security landscape is moving very fast. I think there are really four key trends that are worth talking about. The first, these security threats are becoming increasingly sophisticated. In fact, even now specifically designed to evade the protection that the security vendors are providing. So that means companies like BullGuard are having to continually innovate to stay ahead of these new threats as they emerge. The second, the cybercrime industry is now a multi-billion pound global industry, and that's driven by the size of the financial incentive and actually the very low risk of getting caught. A cyber criminal can go online for just a few £100s, buy a ransomware kit that could potentially yield them hundreds of thousands of pounds, and the ransoms are paid for in Bitcoin, which is almost literally untraceable. So very high return with very low risk means we're seeing just an emergence of this huge cybercrime industry. The third, we're all using smartphones in our daily personal lives and our business lives. We're conducting transactions online, we're banking online, and so this is a very attractive target for the cyber criminals. And so we're seeing this real emergence over the last couple of years of increasing amounts of malware and scams targeted at mobile devices. Actually, last year we just launched a new top-tier partner program called Advantage Plus. It's an invitation-only program that provides dedicated account management, specialized support, and enhanced revenue share on subscription renewals. And we've actually tripled the number of partners in that program over just the last 12 months. We're also going to be increasing the amount of communication with our partners and inviting two-way communication around product roadmap, industry trends, and around our programs as well. Well, actually, a very large percentage of our partners do a pretty significant amount of subscription renewals in the store. In fact, some of the partners do 2, 3, 4, 5 times as many subscription renewals in store as they do customers renewing directly online. And that's typically where the BullGuard product is being sold as part of a broader package, or where that particular reseller is watching the renewals and proactively communicating with customers, and we're very happy to support them doing that in a number of different ways. But regardless, BullGuard has the highest subscription renewal rates in the industry. So even if a customer chooses to renew at home online, the reseller is still going to make very attractive margins and revenue share on those renewal transactions. It's a really exciting time at BullGuard right now, and we're investing across the board. Firstly, we've recently introduced some significant new partners in the UK that are going to massively expand our market presence in certain segments, and that's really the result of the type of win-win partnerships that we try to create with our resellers and other partners. Secondly, in addition to investment here in the UK, we're also expanding internationally. So we've just signed new partners in Germany, in Spain, in India, and the Middle East, and that's an exciting growth opportunity for the company. Number 3, we're investing more in marketing to grow brand presence, to grow our partnerships that will drive growth across the board. And lastly, underlying all of that is increased investment that we're doing in R&D. So we're adding significantly to our product development teams, and you can expect to see a lot more in the way of innovation and new product leadership from BullGuard going forward. The Internet of Things has moved really in just the last 12 months from being an early adopter market to being very much mainstream. I mean, the predictions are we'll have 20 billion of these devices in the home within the next 5 years. I think from a security standpoint, each of these devices represents an expansion of the attack surface. You know, it used to be you worried about, was my PC going to get infected? Now you've got to worry about devices like security lock on the front door of your home, a security camera, a baby monitor, a garage door opener, all connected to the internet. So it's now no longer just about data security and privacy, it's now about physical security as well. And unfortunately, security is at best an afterthought for the device manufacturers. They're optimizing around how fast can they get to market with the new gadget the cost of materials for producing the products that are typically have thin margins. So we're left in a scenario where the home environment is getting dramatically more complex. And we just released a survey that we did of 6,000 people in the UK asking about consumers' attitudes to and perceptions of security for the Internet of Things. And the results were pretty shocking. So we found 66% of people in the UK are highly concerned about the security implications of these devices, and 72% have no idea how to keep themselves protected. So for a company like BullGuard, it really comes down to essentially two things. Number one, we have to deliver services that are really easy to use for consumers, because networking is just so much more complex than traditional PC security. So that's number one. That's really an area where we've excelled in terms of ease of use and simplicity, and that's something that we're going to be bringing to this Internet of Things environment. The second is to build an understanding, a database, if you will, of device behavior and reputation. So if your security camera all of a sudden starts sending a data feed to some unknown server in Russia, you're going to want the service to A, determine that that's happening, and B, automatically shut it down. And again, that's the kind of thing that companies like BullGuard really excel at doing in the malware world, and we'll be bringing those capabilities to the connected home. So actually it's an area that I think is real, very significant security challenges, and I think BullGuard's very well positioned to deliver new services in this new market. Technology companies, and especially security companies, need to be focused on making the world more secure for our customers. So to force Apple to compromise the integrity of its products ultimately only makes the world less secure for all of us. You can't blame Apple for strong encryption. Strong encryption was around before Apple's iPhone was introduced, and so to try to legislate to force strong encryption to be compromised is really a pretty futile effort. There are a number of companies that are working with the national security agencies to develop new ways to detect and thwart bad actors, and that's a much better use of our critical national resources than trying to put the encryption genie back in the bottle. So I'm not aware of that particular scam being run against BullGuard. We make all of our support options very clear to our customers, and most of those options are available free of charge. You can access support directly from the product or from our website. And as a channel-centric company, we're very protective of our brand, we're very protective of the experience of our customers, so we actually police those things very carefully through the web, and if we were to ever see something like that happening, we'd be taking every possible action to shut it down as quickly as possible. So BullGuard's actually focused on the assisted sale segment of the market, and in that part of the market, I think we're number one. The larger players, I would call them the legacy players, have had difficulty operating in that market really for three reasons. Number one, it takes great product, and technical guys will only sell products that they believe are actually going to help their customers, so having a great product is really important. Second, the economics, and we have the highest conversion rates and renewal rates in the industry, so it means we can offer really attractive economics to our partners. And then number three, a singular sales and marketing focus on that segment. At BullGuard, we have dedicated account managers who work one-to-one in the field with our resellers and partners, and that makes a tremendous difference. What makes this industry so challenging and actually so interesting is the fact that the threats are increasing in sophistication literally every day. We're seeing industrial scale investment by the bad guys in innovation and delivery of new threats. So for example, a polymorphic virus that changes literally hour by hour, that obfuscates itself in memory, that uses the dark web to hide its communications. But in actual fact, it's often the simplest form of attacks that can cause the most damage. So there was an attack that was in the news just actually a couple of weeks ago. A cybercriminal sent a phishing email to somebody in the HR department of Seagate. That's a $10 billion storage provider. And this email purported to come from the CEO requesting the tax information for every single current and former employee, over 10,000 people. Well, this person in the middle of the HR department got the email from the CEO, it was marked as urgent, responded right away and sent out the tax return information for every single person, containing their salary information, their address, their social security number. Right? The risks and the potential compromise there is just enormous, and it was lucky that that was actually caught fairly early in the process. So again, the malware writers are investing heavily in innovation. We're seeing dramatic increase in sophistication, but it's oftentimes the simplest attacks that unfortunately are still the most effective.